Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Minecraft Debunked. Today, we are going to do some building, one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft. But before we get into that, I have done quite a bit of resource gathering off camera. As you can see, I've been pretty busy with the sugarcane here, and I've done a little bit of breeding on our animals here, so that we have a pretty good stock of them. And I want to come in here and I want to pick up these eggs, and we're gonna see if we can't get a baby chicken. Hey guys, come here. Seriously, guys. Yeah, all right, we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, let's get these eggs, and we're just going to throw them down here. And sometimes these guys like to get in the way. Oh, there you go. We got one baby chicken. Can we get another one? There we go. We got another one. And how about another? We got one more. Nope. Couldn't do it. Okay. These guys are going to want to try and run away. Wish I had some seeds on me. Seeds? Really? Yeah, seeds. There we go. We'll get some seeds here and we'll lead all these guys back in here. That way they are out of the way. There we go. Okay. Nope, you're staying in there. All right, so, okay, now today we are going to work on some building. Now we're going to work on two things. It's high time that we upgraded this house and we put a real roof on it. That's going to be the second thing we work on. The first thing we're going to work on, though, is we're going to go down and we're going to work on our mine shaft. I'm going to start off with laying out kind of where I want some of the corners of the room at here. So I'm going to grab this oak wood and we're just going to start with, let's just start right here. So we want to do things in threes. And the reason I do that is because it just makes things easier, and I like that it doesn't give you great big walls of the same thing. I think that gets boring pretty quick. So we're going to start off with taking this up, because I'm going to put a column right here. We're just going to start with that guy there. Okay, so that's our first one. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put one right here. And 1, 2, and 3. And my math is already broken, so let's make sure that I didn't screw something up here. I may need to push that wall back just a little bit, which is perfectly fine. We can easily do that. And matter of fact, I think we will. So let's go ahead and go this way. 1, 2, 3. Let's put one here. Whoop. And something to note, in case you guys didn't know, is depending on how you are, what block you are facing will depend on how these blocks place. So you notice if I click and I'm looking at this face, they go from left to right. If I click over here, it goes this way. If I click on a block on the bottom, they face up and down. And same thing if I go here. So just something for you to keep in mind while you're building. If you're like me, you'll inevitably place them wrong at least once, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, it definitely looks like we need to push this wall out one more and this wall out one more. So we can do that here in just a second. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. Okay, now let's go ahead and put this in here, and we want to do the same thing back here. And let's go ahead and throw down a torch. Incidentally, that's where that's going to go. So let's, there you go. That's something I was going to show you soon, is if you right click on a block, that wasn't what I meant to do, but if you right click on a log block, it will strip the logs. And that's actually something that we're going to use later. We're going to keep that picked up for now though. So we will talk about that more in just a minute. I want to get this counted out. We got 1, 2, 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, And then we should have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, good. We've got all those where they need to be. So let's go ahead and put these in and we'll get that done here real quick. And then I am going to go ahead and just throw some torches up here for right now. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we need to take this wall back one more. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And you see how I am clicking on the side of the block here, and that is allowing me to place these logs facing sideways instead of up and down. So we're going to go ahead and actually we need to do 1, 2, 3. So we need to put a column here, and we'll go ahead and connect that up. And then we'll go over 3, and then we'll do another one. And same thing here. And we'll get this one. Okay, so now we've got kind of the outline of our room made. And you can see that already makes things look a lot different than they did before. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to put these ladders back. We are going to go in, and like I said, I kind of want to use that stripped log look for these pillars. So what you need to do, again, is just take an axe, and it can be any axe. And then what you want to do is walk up and right click. And I'm going to do that here because I kind of like that look. And just so you know, if you do that to a log and you don't like it, you cannot go back to a regular oak log, but you can take that and put it in your crafting grid and you can get regular oak planks back. So all's not lost. You don't lose the ability to use the wood. And truth be told, I use these often enough that I probably could have kept that and it would have been just fine. So this does use durability on your axe. Just keep that in mind. Oh, there we go. Speaking of durability, and I've got another one left over. Let's go ahead and finish these last couple up here, and there we go. So, okay, the next thing that I want to do is I want to put in some cross beams in here, and so we're going to need even more of this wood. So let's go ahead and let's put in some cross beams. So I'm just going to come and lay these in here. Now you see we've kind of got this beam pattern going here that I really like. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to take out some more of this ceiling, and you'll see why here in just a couple minutes. Let me go ahead and mine out a couple of these. And while we're mining those out, some of the things that we're going to do in here is we're going to play with buttons, which we have not used yet. And we're going to use some chains and some lanterns. Now, lanterns are pretty cool. It's a nice variation on a torch, another great way to light up your builds. And I like torches as much as the next guy, but I also like things that look a little bit better. So we're going to show you how to make those here in just a little while. Right now, let me get this mined up. And I tell you what, I will finish getting this stuff mined out, and I will see you guys in just a moment when I get that done. Okay, we are back. We're finishing up the last one here. And I just want to take a quick second to talk about if you guys are playing, especially if you're playing on an SMP or a server multiplayer, servers with other people, try not to leave blocks laying around like these here, because 1 or 2 is not a big deal, but every one of those counts as an entity, and they do start to add up. If you have a whole lot of blocks on the ground and you just leave them there, they will start to add up and cause lag potentially on your servers. So just keep that in mind. If you're playing by yourself, not that big a deal. Personally, I like to keep everything cleaned up so it's looking nice and neat. And so that's not a big problem for me. So, okay, the first thing that I want to do is we're going to go and we are going to look at some of the different block types that we have now. we haven't really talked a whole lot about some of these other block types. We've got andesite, which looks a little bit different than obviously granite. And then you have diorite, which, let's be honest, it kind of looks like bird poop. If you watch any of the other Minecraft guys on YouTube, you'll know it's not exactly very popular. And I can see why. I do know of a few things that I've seen where I do like it, but for the most part, it's not my favorite block. I very much like the stone and the andesite, and we're definitely going to use granite, but we're going to do that later. So for now, though, we're going to stick with using andesite, which I have a little bit in my inventory. I'm going to grab some more, and all I'm doing to get half of a stack is I'm just right clicking, in case you don't remember that. And we're going to go over and we're going to make some stairs. Now, I want cobble stairs, I want stone stairs, and I want andesite stairs. And so the other thing that I have been doing is when you mine up a block, as you've seen me do hundreds of times now, you get cobble. Now, if you have silk touch on your pick, which we'll get into when we talk about enchanting here very, very soon, you can harvest the block and it will harvest it exactly like it is here. So you'll get stone back instead of getting just cobble. So to get back to stone, you have to put it into a furnace and you have to smelt it to get stone. So I'm going to grab a stack of that. And I do have quite a bit of stone over here that I've gone ahead and gotten prepared. You almost cannot have too much stone. I use it in a lot of my builds. And you can see I have quite a bit of cobble left. I'm actually going to get rid of some of this cobble because I don't need it all on me right now. And we're going to, and I just realized I probably will need more. We're going to make some stairs. So to make stairs, you just come in here and do this pattern. So you get 4 stairs from that. Now, there is another block that we can use to make stone stuff a little bit easier. And I don't know if we have access to it. We do. It's called the stone cutter. So that is stone with iron. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make one of those. And we're going to put that guy down right here. So the stone cutter, just so you know, you do not take damage from the blade. But the stone cutter is one of the blocks you can use to give your villagers a job. And hopefully, I think next episode, we're going to talk about the villagers. We got that village up there. And we'll get into this a little bit more. But what we can use it for is if we right click, we can put blocks in here and it will tell us what we can make. So if I click on this, I get 1 stair from 1 block. Well, if we were to go over here, we noticed that we were going to need to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get 4. So we are going to get more out of using this. So we want to use this because we want to maximize how much we get out of our blocks. So let's go ahead and grab that. And we've got 21 stairs. Now I'm going to do about half of a stack. And you can see, I can even go ahead and I can get polished andesite. I can get andesite stairs, polished andesite stairs. I can get walls, slabs, polished slabs, and everything else. If I put stone in here, you see I can get chiseled stone, I can get stone brick stairs, I can get regular stairs, and that's what we want. So we're going to select that, we're going to shift click, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I just want regular andesite stairs. So now I've got kind of my building blocks here. Let's rearrange some things, and all we're going to do is we're just going to start kind of randomly placing things in here. Now, there's not really going to be a rhyme or a reason to what we're doing, but it'll start to make more sense here in just a few minutes. What I like to do in my builds is I like to make sure that we have some texture. I don't like having all the blocks be the same. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of randomly placing stuff in here just so that we can get some variance. Now you can see we've kind of got these interesting ceilings where we have different textures, and it's not just all the same block. And this really starts to look cool once you get a lot of textures going everywhere. So if you come back and you look here, this is a whole lot more interesting than what we had going on before. So now what I want to do is I want to make a few things. I want to take some of this stone and I want to make buttons. Now, buttons have several uses. I'm going to use these for a decoration block. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get maybe about 16 of those for right now. And I'm going to use these to make them look like rivets or fasteners. So I'm just going to put these down here. And okay, so now you can see we're adding even a little bit more interest to our build. So now we're getting someplace. What I want to do next is I want to introduce you guys to the chains and the lanterns. So we're going to come over here and we are going to do a search for a lantern, and a lantern is going to take a torch surrounded by iron nuggets. Well, iron nuggets we get just by placing an iron ingot in our crafting table, and it can be anywhere. This is not a shaped crafting recipe. We kind of talked about those last time. Let's do this, and let's boom, here you go. So we can make 9 lanterns so far. Now the cool thing about lanterns is you can place them on the ground. Now you can place them like this, but you cannot place them just on the side of a wall. You have to have something for them to hang on. And those can be various different things. But what we're going to do is we are going to make some chains. And this is something that's kind of new in Minecraft. And if we grab the chains, it takes an iron ingot and it takes nuggets. Well, we just used up a bunch of our nuggets, so we need to make some more. Now, if we step back, and it's always good to take a step back and look at what you've done just to see how things look. That is looking a lot more interesting. But I want to go a step further. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I think we're out of wood down here, which is fine. We are, and just so you know, if you put down oak planks in this stone cutter, that's not going to do you any good. So we're still going to have to use the old crafting bench for what we're going to do next here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make up a bunch of these, and I want some stairs. So let's grab some stairs, and now we're going to put in some supports here just to add a little bit more interest to our build. Whoops, and I'll come back and I'll grab that in just a moment. This adds a little bit more to the build, I think. It definitely gives it some more character. Now we look like we've got some supports on these beams. So that's pretty cool. I like this quite a bit. And you know what? I might, I was going to say I was going to put one there, but instead of doing that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get another button. And I think I'm going to put a button right there to make it look like we have a fastener there as well. Kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. And okay, so actually I just realized that we need a couple more of these lanterns here. I wasn't paying attention. You guys should have stopped me. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, well, let me make a couple more lanterns, and I'm going to need quite a bit more of these. Need 2. So let's grab our torches. So we got 2 lanterns, and then we need some more chains. That should be 4. That should be enough. My inventory is starting to look pretty atrocious. So bam, bam, and bam, and bam. Okay, there we go. So let's grab these lanterns, and we'll go here, and we'll go here. So that is what we are working with in here right now. So the next thing that I want to do is I see one of these that I missed. Put that there. The next thing that I want to do is I want to texture up some of these walls. Now, I do have plans for over here behind these. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually turn those into the areas where we put our chests so that we have this center area a little bit more open. So to do that, we're going to come over here and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take out these blocks. Now, something to note is if you have a chest down, and I'll show you over here, if you have a chest right here and I was to come in and put a block above it, I can't open that. But if I come in here and I put down a stair, I can open that with a stair there. So that's just something you can do to kind of spruce up your builds a little bit and make things look a little bit more interesting. So I am out. I need another iron pick. So let me grab an iron pick and let me do a little bit of digging, and then I will be back with you guys when I get that cleaned out. Okay, we got those. Let's go ahead and block that back up. So that's kind of what I wanted to do for right now. So we've got a pretty good amount of storage there. And I've got a few chests left, but I think I'm going to leave those for now. We could go ahead and we could put some stuff in there. I think what I want to do is I want to look at putting a different block in there. And the one that I'm looking for is a blast furnace. And I don't know if we know how to make one of those yet. We'll put those over here. So we've got those. So how do these work? Okay, let's see if we do. Let's grab this right here and let's throw this in here. So it looks just like a normal furnace, but we put coal in there and we put in our iron ore. Look how much quicker these make our iron ore. It's much faster than your standard furnace, which is pretty cool. That means we can get our stuff smelted up a little quicker and we're not sitting around waiting on stuff. Now, it's important to note that you can still use whatever you want to try and burn things, but it's not going to work on just anything. I think it only works on ores, and you can use it to smelt down armor and things like that as long as they have full durability. What I've done is I've gone through and I've just picked some blocks that have different textures to them that are all still part of kind of the same color palette here. And I've just kind of added them to the walls just to break things up and make them more interesting. I've also gone through and I've used some of those stairs that we made earlier, and I've just placed them in different ways to kind of make it look like some of the walls have some holes in them. And I think it makes it look pretty interesting. I really do. So what we've got going on here, just so you know the blocks, is we've got our normal stone that we've been using here. Then we've got gravel, we've got andesite, and then of course we've got some cobble thrown in there. Once again, this is kind of how we can spruce up our builds, and I plan on doing quite a bit more down here, but for right now, I think that gets this pretty close to the way we want it for now. And here later on, like I said, we're going to come back and we're going to do some more. Probably off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same pattern and I'm going to put it down through here and really make that look pretty cool. That's going to involve me having to do a little bit more mining in here. I got to move these walls back one more and do kind of the same thing. So I'll do that off camera and then I will show you guys what that looks like probably in the next episode. But the next thing I want to do is I want to go up and I want to give our house a nice little remodel. So let me get up there and get some stuff together and I will catch you guys in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back, and that is kind of the general shape of things right now. And as I kind of walk around here, you guys can get a pretty good idea for what these textures do. And you know, when you're up close, you can really kind of tell what's what, but when you come back and you get a little distance, and this is the best way to look at your builds, when you get back here, you really start to have all that stuff blend together and you see how you've got all these interesting shapes and textures that all creates. That's what we're going for. We want something that's going to look different. We don't want just all that same stuff. I know I keep saying that over and over again, and I'm going to be a broken record, but that is what I really like. I like to make sure that, number one, I do not start and build in the same plane as the front of my house. One thing that's big in Minecraft is not only textures, but also layers. So the more layers we can have within reason, the better. So rather than building on this face, let's build out one more. And the reason I like to do that is because of the texture that it gives us, and you'll see that here pretty soon. So I'm going to place down my first stair block there, and then I'm going to get rid of this guy here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put down some dirt out here so I can give myself some room to work. Now, the way that I like to do these is I like to do a stair, and then I do a stair, and I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do another block just so I got a place to put a stair, and we're going to place it in the wrong place. Good job winning at Minecraft. Okay, so we've got this going on here. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So now what do? Is I go up one block, one full block. So we come over here and we put down our piece of granite, and we go up one block, and then we're going to put a stair on that. So it's going to look something more like this. So you've got your 3 stairs up one block. Now we're going to go up 2 blocks, and what's happening is this is going to give the roof a little bit of an effect of having this arc pattern up. And that's going to kind of add to that fantasy style. So I'm going to take and I'm going to fall off because I win at Minecraft. Since we're down here, let's just go ahead and let's just put some dirt across here because we're going to need it all the way across. And then while we're here, let's just go up and let's come back across. So now we got a little bit of a platform to work on. So I say so a lot if you guys didn't know. You guys should count how many times I say so and put it down in the comments. And then do like an over-under on how many times I'm going to say it. So like, how many times do you think I'm going to... Daggone it. Stop saying so. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to go up one more here, up 2, and I need to get more dirt. So I'm up here, and we're going to go 1 and 2, and then I need to place a stair there, but because I'm not there, that's going to be difficult. And I tell you what, actually, because this roof is going to get really tall if we're not careful, I think I'm going to go back on what I said, and I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to go up 1 here. We're going to place stair, and we're going to come back over here. And again, this is why I like the dirt, because now it's pretty easy for me to get rid of it. And then we're going to go 1 here. And then we're going to hop over, and we're going to go up 2 now. 1, 2, and then we're going to put down a stair. So now we are 1 block away. We are 2 blocks away from being in the center of our build. So I'm going to replicate this on the other side. Okay, we're taking down our scaffolding here just so you guys get a better idea of what this is going to look like. And we're going to come back here and take a good look. And then we're going to come back up. And we're going to put that center in. So if you come back here, you can start to see how that has that nice arch effect. And truth be told, I probably could have come in 1 more. And I may do that now that I've gone up 1. I may do 2 blocks where I just, I may bring that in 1 more and then go up the 2 here and later. So let me go make that modification, and I'll get this center built up, and then we'll take a look at this once I get done with that. Okay, we've got the general shape of our roof. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So that's kind of going to be the outline of our roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few little changes here. I'm just going to add some things on the bottom. Really what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to take these blocks and I'm going to replace them with stairs so they look a little bit more natural. And then I'm going to start putting this roof together and making it look a little bit better. And the last step that we're going to do is then we're going to start incorporating all of the bricks that we have in there. So you can see how that's starting to look a little bit more defined, and I don't know that I like having this in there. So let me take that out and that one out. And let me go ahead and do some more work here off camera, and I will be back with you guys in just a moment. Okay, we're back, and it's been a little while, but I've got the roof finished up here. And as you can see, this is kind of what we're looking at. I like this quite a bit. I like all the textures and everything. And we may do a little bit more to kind of texturize this, but for right now, that does a pretty good job. I started to put a few things on the inside, but I'm not done with that yet. So holy crap, I need to eat. We'll eat a potato here or two, and we'll just eat a third one. Get ourselves all good and full. So we'll do more with that as we go along, but for right now, I think that kind of gets us taken care of. So as you can see, we've got lots of texture and all that stuff. Really liking this. You'll notice I don't have any windows yet. We're going to take care of that in another episode, but I want to show you on the inside. So I've done a couple of things, and it's not crazy, but I went ahead and I added a pretty nice little floor, and this is just logs on end, and then we have logs laid in different ways, but then we've stripped them, and I like the way this floor looks doing that. So that's what I've done for the floor. I have our storage pushed back, probably going to fill this in here, and then we'll have this set up for storage. Done a little bit of organizing. I've got some mob drop stuff and some stuff that comes from our sheep and whatnot over there. I'll probably put some foodstuffs there. I've got a lot of stuff here for like paper and all our wheat seeds and wheat and carrots and potatoes and all that stuff, and some saplings in here. This chest right now is just a single. I'm going to actually add another chest here in just a moment. We'll go ahead and grab some wood to be able to do that. But this is just some wood stuff, and we'll grab this and we'll come over here and boom, there we go. So, okay, so that's got wood in it. This is set up for dirt, gravel, and some flint. And then we've got our shinies over here. Then we've got our cobblestone, some sand and stone. And then lastly over here, we've got our bricks, and we've got some granite, some stairs left over, and a little bit of granite, and some andesite. So that is kind of where we're at right now. And I just went through all this, and yep, there's my dirt. Let me throw this dirt in there so I can get that out of my inventory. Don't need that right now. So that is going to wrap things up for this episode. I'm going to work on this some more. Probably do some of it on camera. And I may do some off camera, but I'd like to do some of this with you guys. So I'll work on this some in future episodes. We'll probably end up adding another floor here and kind of building this stuff out. Maybe these will come down, although I do kind of like having this open air feel. But we'll definitely fill in this stuff and have these beams come out. We'll put some windows in, and we'll do some decorating and some pretty cool stuff on the outside. So I want to do that, but not today, because this episode's already getting pretty long. We're pretty close to where we need to be. So we'll go back out here. Oh, and one last thing. I put this pressure plate down here. If you guys don't know about that, the way you get a pressure plate, let me grab my, whoops. I don't want that. I want you to come here. Grab a couple of pieces of wood, and in any of your crafting grids, so you can do it here or you can do it here. You just want to go and do that, and that gives you an oak pressure plate. I'll go ahead and make that. Probably use it some other time. But what you do is you put that down. If it's within a block of a door or other redstone items, that will open the door for you. And as soon as you walk off, it closes the door for you. So you don't have to worry about opening and closing your door when you are leaving. When you're coming in, you open it up, you walk across the pressure plate to come in, and it closes the door for you. So mobs won't come in. Now, we don't want to put one of these out here. We could put one right here to open the door, but if we did that and we're inside and we don't sleep, mobs can walk across that and they can open the door and get in there to us. So we do not want to do that. So we're going to pick that guy back up, come in here, and I'm going to toss this in this chest with the rest of the wood. And I'm actually, while we're here, going to do just a smidgen of organizing, just so this is a little bit better. And we'll put this right here. So again, that's going to wrap up things for the episode today. Hopefully you guys have liked what I've done. Leave a comment and let me know if you liked it or not, and some of the things you might like to see us build on this series. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you would, please. That helps me out. Once again, this has been Minecraft Debunked. I have been Debunkedness. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you